We'll see. Call this meeting to order, and we'll stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father, help us to be receptive to the thoughts and challenges that come to us through prayer, through the printed page, and from the world around us, and help our leaders to find the best solutions to the problems that we face. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Also pursuant to the 2014 bylaws, rules, and regulations of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for the receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comments shall be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once per public comment period. I direct the Deputy Clerk to enter into the minutes of this meeting, this public announcement, and the advance written notice of this meeting. Freeholder Bellegarde.
Here.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Here.
Freeholder Howard.
Present.
Freeholder Schwartz.
Here.
And Director Arter.
Present. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of January 8th, 2014.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Bellegarde, seconded by Freeholder Donnelly. Is there any discussion?
Just need to abstain.
Okay. Hearing no discussion, we'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed and abstention as noted by Freeholder Howard. Now for a motion for the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of January 22nd, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Bellegarde, seconded by Freeholder Howard. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Moving on to approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of February 5th, 2014. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Freeholder Donnelly, seconded by Freeholder Howard. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions? And moving on to approval of the minutes of the conference meeting of February 5th, 2014. Is there a motion?
So moved.
For adoption? Moved by Freeholder Howard,
Second.
seconded by Freeholder Schwartz. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention?
Abstain.
An abstention noted at Freeholder Bellegarde. Okay, at this time we will open the podium, the floor for public comments on agenda items. Please remember as you step forward to make any comments to state your name and address for the record.
17.
Okay, seeing no takers, we'll close the public portion of comment on agenda items and move on to freeholder resolutions. This time I move for the unanimous consent of resolutions numbers 1 through 15.
Second.
Seconded by Freeholder Donnelly. Is there any discussion?
I would like to move to remove for further discussion items 1, 2, and 3.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor
Aye.
of the
Aye.
removal?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Okay, so items 1, 2, and 3 are removed, and we will vote, since they were already moved and seconded, items 4 through 15. On items 4 through 15, we have to call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Okay, 4 through 15 carried. And we will open up discussion on item 1, resolution 1.
Thank you. I just had a couple questions on the bill list. You're going to be surprised at how few my questions are this evening. So on page 2, there was an entry for Abundant Life for $50,000. Can you just tell me what that is?
Freeholder, this is community development, Living Springs Manor project, soft costs.
soft costs? And what does that mean?
For section 20 costs, they're usually planning, engineering type costs.
Planning and engineering, you said?
Yes.
Okay. With regard, on page 23, Camden County College, I have to recuse myself from that. Page 77, there's an entry for $20,000 for Ocean County Library. Can you tell me what that is for?
Oh, I think I can. It's, when residents are vacationing out of county, we provide library services through Ocean County.
Oh.
So it's a shared service for our residents when they are vacationing.
So does that $20,000, does that cover like the whole year, or what's that
I believe
timeframe?
that's the year, correct?
Oh, okay. Do we do that in other counties as well, like Cape May or
Yeah,
Atlantic?
we mainly do Ocean County.
Okay. And then the only other thing I had, page 128, with regard to the YMCA, I have to recuse myself. That's it?
Okay, I have some questions. I have questions more on the expenditure sheets. Ready, Mr. Troy?
Yes.
Okay, on page 2, under legal, almost to the bottom, it says special fees, $1,483, with the negative after that.
Page.
Page 2, I think she said.
We must have done a refund back out.
So somehow we got money back?
We did a refund of some
Okay,
expenditure, yes.
that's nice. Getting money back is always nice. And then,
No, that's negative.
that's a negative, right?
Yeah, that's out.
And then there's also a negative on page 4, under salary and wages for the prosecutors, of $6,599 and some change.
Some payroll adjustment we made.
Okay. I think that's it. Oh, on page 7, there was overtime for the mosquito division, and I wasn't sure what we were doing with mosquitoes in the winter.
Plowing snow.
Yeah, they helped the highway department in the snow.
Oh, okay, so we moved people over. Okay. And I believe that that is all I have. That's it.
Is there any further discussion on Resolution 1? All right, Resolution 2.
So actually for 2 and 3, I was just wondering if we could just have a little bit of explanation, sort of for the benefit of the public, on 2 and 3?
I'd be happy to. On item number 2 is the board's continued support of the funding from NJEIT for our stormwater initiative. And this is where the NJEIT, the county receives interest-free money for 75% of the funds and reduced interest rate for the remaining 25%. This is a process that we started back in November for ultimate funding in the May-June timeframe. This may be the 4th or 5th action taken by the board. There'll probably be another couple associated with that. So this is just the next step for us to remain on target for that ultimate funding in the May-June timeframe. Item number 3 is amending ordinance to purchase additional carts for recycling. And what we did is we amended the ordinance just to try to keep track of the total amount that we spend on recycling carts, as opposed to issuing a new ordinance for that. So this is a process where we're introducing tonight. And we're also approving a hearing date for it, just like any other debt ordinance that we do.
And is that based on, for the cards, is that based on the survey that was done to kind of determine how many we thought we were going to need?
Correct.
Yeah. Great. That's all I had. Thanks.
Any further discussion? Okay, we'll call the vote on Resolutions 1, 2, and 3. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions?
And I just need to abstain from those.
Abstentions
Yeah.
as noted.
Thank you.
And moving along, Freeholder Donnelly.
Thank you, Director. I move for adoption of resolution number 16.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I just needed to note that I needed to recuse myself with regard to the St. Patrick's Day Parade Award.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, we'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And abstentions
With my one
as
abstention.
noted.
Thank you.
Freeholder Howard.
Thank you, Director. Before I go through resolutions, Joe, just comment briefly on Resolution 25 for the public, please.
Yes, in response to the exorbitant amount of potholes and roadway damage we've had related to the weather, the county is entering into a shared service with the Bridge Commission, which we've done in the past, utilizing their emergency services contract with AP Construction to do the paving of some of the more the larger areas that have suffered damage relevant to the storm. The second portion of it is we're going to offer coal patch to all the municipalities. If they participate in this program, for every ton, shovel full of coal patch that they would put in one of the county potholes on one of our county roads, they would be given free coal patch in exchange for providing that service.
Thanks, Joe.
And that
Go ahead.
coal patch would be used on their municipal roads?
That's correct.
Yes.
This time, I'd like to move for unanimous adoption of Resolution 17 through 29.
Second.
Okay, moved by Freeholder Howard, seconded by Freeholder Donnelly. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Resolutions carry, and we are moving on to Freeholder Schwartz.
I'd like to move for unanimous adoption of resolution number 30.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by, moved by Freeholder Schwartz, seconded by Freeholder Howard. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Resolution carries. And at this time, we open up to questions from the press.
I have a couple.
Good.
Okay. Regarding number 3, the recycling, is that for the upcoming single-stream recycling program?
Yeah.
So purchase more carts?
Mhm.
Do you know how many total?
It was presented to us in conference a while back. We did.
Jerome's there.
Jerome.
Jerome. There you go.
We're estimating somewhere between 25 and 30,000 dollars.
25 and 30,000?
25 and 30,000.
And I looked in our archives, it looked like the timeline for that was it would be rolled out July of this year. Is that still?
It's backed up a little bit.
In fact,
Jerome?
the rollout of single stream is dependent upon the construction of the facility, which we're working with the contractor now to set a schedule when it's going to be.
I'm sure this winter hasn't helped things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. Just a couple more.
Sure.
All right. It looks like numbers 9 through 12 and 15 have to do with services for seniors.
Yes.
At the Office on Aging, that's the common thread. And what I wanted to know is regarding 9 and 10, are those like routine things you sign off on every year, or are they new things?
They're routine.
They're routine, okay. And as for 11 and 12, okay, is that a new thing? Funding the Pemberton?
No,
No.
that's something we
Years.
do we've done for years.
Okay, and do you do that for any other municipalities?
Yeah.
Yes.
Downtown. It's a congregate site. So as opposed to folks going to a Meals on Wheels location, folks like to get together. And we have.
Multiple
How many, is Anna here? How many congregate sites do we have?
We have 4 that we manage services at, and this is a 5th where the nutrition program is managed by the senior center in Pemberton, and we provide just the meals, but not the staffing and the
Right.
programming at the site.
So the county provides just the meals there?
Just the meals for this site.
And what does that cost each year?
The whole Meals on Wheels program?
I
Or
guess just for
the
that site.
Pemberton? Do you have numbers for that site?
I do have to, I don't know about that specific agreement, should give me a minute.
Can she get that to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually.
You have any other questions?
No. Thank you.
All right. At this time, we open up the floor for public comments. And again, please remember to state your name and address for the record. Sir?
I'm Steve Stern from Mount Laurel. I'd like to thank the Freeholder Board, and especially Freeholder Howard and Freeholder Bellegarde for appearing at the Bristol Township Zoning Board to oppose the proposed incinerator. I understand that the project's on hold now.
It is.
But I think as elected officials, for all of you, there's nothing more important than protecting our environment. If we don't have clean air, clean water, then we don't have anything. So I'd like to just thank all you guys for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just to let you know, when it brings its ugly head back up again, I'll be over there. Okay?
Any other? Okay. All right, we will close the public comment section, and we will move on to comments by freeholders. Freeholder Schwartz.
Well, I understand from my fellow freeholder, Joe is telling me there's a big storm coming this week. So I wonder what? Joe's shaking his head. I want to just make sure everybody stays warm and dry. I also, again, want to take the opportunity to publicly commend Mr. Brinkley and his staff who had the foresight of getting in enough salt. There are municipalities in our county who did not plan ahead and have run out of salt. And I think it's very much to Mr. Brinkley's great credit and that of his staff that he was able to think ahead and take care of that. So thank you again for your staff. And we'll see what happens. What is it, Monday and Tuesday?
Monday, Tuesday, if he's, you know, it's always fun.
And I understand the weather's going to be good for the St. Patrick's Day parade. So everybody have a good time at that.
Freeholder Bellegarde.
Thank you. So with regard to the incinerator, I just want to say I don't think there's actually a need to thank any of us. I think we all felt strongly in passing the resolution by this board in opposing the incinerator project. I am pleased that the project was put on hold, but I am fearful that it will rear its ugly head again, and I think that I'm sure that we as freeholders will remain diligent in that regard. So I did have an opportunity to attend that meeting along with Freeholder Howarth, and it was very concerning when there was information presented about the emissions only with regard to operating the plant, not the emissions of what was going to be incinerated at the plant, and I found that very disconcerting. So I think it's something, again, that we have to remain diligent about, because I do, I am fearful that it will rear its ugly head again. I did also just want to mention that the St. Patrick's Day Parade is this Sunday at 1 o'clock in Saturday, yeah. Sunday is the snowstorm, right? So it's Saturday at 1 o'clock here in Mount Holly. It's always a good time, so I hope folks will come out and join the festivities. That's all I have.
Nothing, Director.
Okay. Freeholder Howard?
The only thing I wanted to add about the incinerators, I was able to contact a friend of mine up on the Mercer County Freeholder Board, and they also passed a resolution in conjunction with Burlington County, because it is in proximity to that county as well, so I felt that they should be also involved with this, and he thanked me for doing that. So, and that's it.
Okay. I just have a couple things, and one is I'm very excited this evening in conference we were able to roll out being able to share space or provide space for a representative from Veterans Affairs to come be housed in our Human Services building in our Veteran Affairs Department, so that we can have someone on site 5 days a week to provide veterans with job benefits counseling. So instead of a veteran having to travel to Newark to the regional office, they're able to receive employment, academic, educational counseling right here in Burlington County. So we're very excited to be able to provide that, because many times veterans were unable to make that trip to Newark, and we're then losing out on benefits. So we're very excited to be able to provide this locally, just by having the space at the facility for the Veterans Affairs worker to be here. And also very, very excited, last week we had our Consumer Ball, and Morristown Friends won. Congratulations to Morristown Friends. This is their 4th consecutive win, and they will go on to the next round of competition. And also last week, the Burlington County College, the Freeholder Board, and TD Bank, we've sponsored a competition for high school students Burlington County College students and our military members to compete with entrepreneurial ideas, and it was called Future Startup Stars competition. And I had the pleasure of being one of the judges and being able to see these well thought out, well prepared, well researched entrepreneurial ideas, and it was really exciting to see the TD Bank, to see the entrepreneurial director at Drexel and other business people get very excited about a few of these ideas and saw them as very viable possibilities. And just also another important thing on the horizon is on March 1st, we will have our first Workforce Initiative focus group. And we want to reach out to businesses, employers to come and attend, because this is an opportunity for business, for employers and business representatives to gather at the Enterprise Center in Mount Laurel on March 11th and be able to give feedback through focus groups on what they're looking for and how we can tailor curriculum at our county college for their needs. So it's important to pre-register, and there's a phone number 609-894-9311 for people to call and pre-register, so we can make sure everyone is accommodated. And then also just a reminder, we've had this wonderful month of African American History Month, and this weekend, if you have the chance to get out to Smithville Mansion and the Underground Railroad Museum and take advantage of walking through the art exhibit. And then we also on Saturday from 2 to 4, there's a Talking Jazz event there, and you can come and listen and discuss jazz. And then also on Saturday at 6 p.m. at our Burlington County Lyceum of History and Natural Sciences, there's a multimedia presentation, The Life and Times of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So there is some really, really interesting events going on to close out African American History Month, and I hope people are able to take advantage of it. And again, my thanks to Mr. Brickley and your department and the hard work your folks have been putting in. We appreciate it, and we thank you for it. We thank you for keeping up the pressure here with getting the potholes filled, so everyone else's blood pressure can go down a little bit as we commute. So on that note, thank you all for being here this evening, and do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Howard, seconded by Freeholder Bellegarde. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you, and have a good night.